Hello everyone, my name is Taylor Hudson, and this is my presentation for signature assignment for Dr. Jurchen for TEP 588. This is my presentation on collective bargaining, my school law signature assignment presentation. I just want to give a quick fair warning. I'm very sick, very under the weather, so forgive my voice, as it may be hoarse or quiet, so or might crack throughout the presentation, so just be wary of that, and I do apologize in advance. Alright, moving on, carrying on. Alright, so collective bargaining. So what is collective bargaining? Collective bargaining is the process in which two parties, typically an employee and employer, come together to bargain or negotiate some sort of labor contract. This was initially established, collective bargaining was initially established with the passing of the National Labor Relations Act in 1935. This act was passed in Congress and established the practice and procedure of collective bargaining in the private sector. And so this act declared the protection by law of the right of employees to organize, to come together, and bargain collectively as a group. And this safeguards commerce from injury, impairment, or interruption, and promotes the flow of commerce by removing certain recognized sources of industrial strife and unrest. So essentially, it's a meeting of an employer and employee discussing their rights as an employee. Essentially, this was the first time in which employees could do this, and so this passing of this act and the National Labor Relations Act in 1935 by Congress allowed employees to meet with their employers and discuss their rights as an employee. And I'll dive into more some of these things that they talked about further on this presentation. So this is a very active process. It involves both these parties coming together and meeting and negotiating, coming to some sort of agreement, eventually reaching some sort of written contract that both parties sign. So they have like a written agreement, where they can refer back to or ratify or change. But pretty much this is establishing what their rights as employees are. And this can be applied in many different ways. I'll talk about more in the presentation, but like agriculture, the auto industry, the education, the teachers' unions, and we'll dive more into that later. And again, just want to clarify, this is aimed at making a deal or a bargain, so collective bargaining, a deal with management, so the employee and the employer.